Hello people, I've popped you on the tripod to show you. I get questions all the time now. In this box here is basically what's going in the cash machine, okay? I'll just roughly show you. That's what's going in the cash machine. Oh, I shouldn't have had half that bottle of that. It's made me sleepy. Never mind. So there's that, and then in my pocket I've got two ten, 8, 12. £10. If we got 12. Let's roughly call that £6.23, and then but I've got in notes, I've got 40 quid. I think, oh no. I've got 640 quid plus that, so that's £634 in my wallet, sitting in there. Just got out of the cash machine, right? And in the petty cash we've got £52.50, 52, 54, 55, £3.50, 3 counters. 4, 8. That's £4.58. £4.8. That's £4. So, as I was talking about last night, what's in here? It's got to go in the machine. You know, you've got to have a flow. I've got stuff that's going to go upstairs, and I've got people that need paying, so, which reminds me, if I get the whole, if I get me bum into gear, I can get that, all that card machine, palaver out the way, really. So yeah. So we're on the coach heading to Waterpark. We're just outside. Well, we were at the station. We got some people on. Not sure where we're going, but we got some buildings on our left and the sunset. So yeah, I'll let you know when we've arrived. You can see some stuff out our window, and yeah. Right, we are now in the Waterpark residence, and I'll show you. This is the bedroom we're in. This is my setup. That's Gary's setup over there. I won't show you too much of that. I ended up in one of his drawers by accident. So I'll walk you around the bed. Drawer underneath. I think I've shown you in the last vlog. Well, I haven't actually. I need to upload that. But I've got underpants in there. I'll put this underneath. I was going to put it in, but I now know. I've got a rough idea, a rough guide to what I need. I do need to find my jammers, but I'll show you. I've got my toiletry kit here, right? My toiletry kit. I'll just show you what's in here. Wow. We've got shower gel. We've got a little bit of antiperspirant. We've got toothpaste, toothbrush, and we've got one of these little Mummy did show me how this worked. Oh yeah. So you press that. I think I will take the mouse poo torch with me. Oops. Mouse poo torch. I'll put in my pocket. Because it literally looks like one of those mouse poo torches that they use on inspection. So there's my coat, which I'll be putting on in just a second. I'll walk you around the messiest of setups. There's my slippers. Really important for when we come back in. I'll stick them over here. And then these are my drawers, which are not enough in. But I've shown you this room before, I think. I think we've only got one plug socket, if memory serves me right. Oh, excuse me. More tea, Vicar. Right, that's it. So we're now here by the fire. You've got the lake over there-ish, I think. Am I in the right way? Probably not. Yeah, lake. There's a bit of shimmer coming off the water. And the fire is just getting going a little bit. It's not fully.
That's why Pete's standing all the way back there.
Yeah. Old smoky. Smoking kills. Look how much smoke. There's more smoke than fire, to be honest.
No, it doesn't. You wait until you have
Smoke on the water, fire in the sky.
Windermere, and there are things like that out there, so don't feel like we're the only place that you can go, although we love it that you come here all the time.
Very, very good. It's a fine place to take photos, don't you? Yeah.
This is a picture of the
It's not just about the support, right? It's you guys and staff. Exactly. Yeah. You know,
Here, here.
just as important as the activities that are provided. You know, your eagerness to support us with sight loss and learn and treat us like normal human beings.
which you are.
Thank you.
Especially when some of us are awkward so-and-sos.
Well, boys and girls, we are actually sat in traffic. It's we haven't even made it out of Lancaster yet. And to make things worse, the sole on my shoe is literally coming away. It's a job for my Neil to do when I get home. So we're crawling out of here.
Oh, sorry, love.
Crawling.
Okay. Yeah. Ciao.
And we're stood by a van.
I thought she's...
For those who know, I like me white vans.
Do you?
I do. And me wagons. There's a wagon!
What wagons are you into?
Ooh. Those that have got nice big trailers on, like that one.
Oh, like Eddie Stobart's.
Yeah? But that's got a box trailer on. No, that's got a double decker, that one has. That's a double decker trailer. We'll look out for some curtain side. You won't see any low loaders. You might see some curtain siders. There was one before. So basically,
somebody stringing cider.
so some trailers have a curtain on.
Yeah.
Have a curtain on the side.
Ah. Oh, Peter should know about that because he used to be a wagon driver.
I know. We probably won't get any more curtain siders. Trailers. Let's look out for some more trucks, eh? We're on the road. We're on the road.
Come on, mister, do some fantastic singing.
By the way, they won't get this vlog till about 2 weeks later. This one. This week, because...
On the news or the traffic people?
No. My YouTube video will not be getting out until...
Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording. Mic lock. Button is on. Finish recording. Mic lock. Button is on.
So we're going to finish this this vlog with a podcasty sort of end to it. It's a little bit late because I've taken my 3 weeks off YouTube, so I'm literally back at base, back at home, back in the studio, back at my office, back at work. Although I would have been back at work, but been back at YouTube, or started back at YouTube this week. So literally, I want to just cast my mind back to Waterpark, and sadly I've got no other photos than the couple of photos. I wasn't really wanting to document so much. You know, it wasn't like I've got a behind the scenes somewhere which I'm looking for, which has got a little bit of what, to be honest, you know, my channel is not about documenting Waterpark. I've got, if I get some pictures together, and if people don't mind, I've got a few podcasty bits from for you years ago, and they've got Terry in, which reminds me, God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, so that'll be nice to hear Terry's voice. So I'll do that. They were from McGull Radio at the time, and even though I said to James he could use the recordings because they weren't even on, that I'd sort of loaned the voice recorder, but I think next time when I go to Waterpark, I'll be doing more of a podcast than a video, because I think, I hate to say this, but it spoils the experience, you know, even for myself. And I was thinking, why am I documenting so much? You know, I mean, obviously, if there are some pictures, it'd be nice to have some pictures and put them in, which, you know, like I said, I will do them, you know, get all the pictures and put them in a next vlog, but this isn't for that. This isn't different. So I thought, you know, I'd blow my own trumpet and talk about Waterpark, because for those who are probably haven't going, and I know Jenny White said it, which is why I put that in the vlog. I secretly videoed it and I put it in because it's true. You can go, and it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're visually impaired, autistic, can't walk, whatever it is, Waterpark staff, you know, there's a lot of places that are not like Waterpark, you know, and literally there isn't a lot of places around that are like that. You know, the Camp Hill Trust has gone, all of those places that have gone, and they just don't, the thing is, it wasn't just me that said this. There was a few other people who I'm not going to say because I don't think they want to be mentioned on
9:12 p.m.
on YouTube.
0 values entered.
Just give me a second.
7. PQRS 8. TUV. Mic trigger. Mic lock button is on. Double tap to lock mic off. Finish record. Mic lock button is on. Double
Yeah,
tap.
I'd hate to say all this and then anyway. But the big thing is the instructors there. Okay, I've known half of those instructors for a long time. Okay, I've missed a few water parks, but it doesn't matter. I've been going to Waterpark now for, I've lost count. I really have. I would say 8 times, but I think it's been more than that. I think it's been about 12, 10, I don't know. I've lost count now. But the thing I want to say, right, is Waterpark. I'm going to tag Galloways in this vlog, even though it starts off with me a bit of pretend and play with the toy money and at work. I think I'm going to tag Galloways in because you've seen my live streams, yeah? And so you know what this channel's about. And if you don't know what this channel's about, then have a good browse around, you know? Do you get to know what the videos are about? So the thing I want to say about Waterpark is that, you know, the instructors, I've known them for a long time, right? And we're like family. You know, Waterpark is, for some of us that have been going for a while, it's like our second home. And as I was saying, like, you know, this what this other person that was saying, I'm not going to mention their name for YouTube purposes, and they've probably put it in an email, I don't know. They were saying that they come here, they could go to Waterpark and be like a kid again. And I'm just going to say this. My disabilities, okay, we've got disabilities and we have to remember we've got them, but it's great that we could throw them in the corner like a cane. You know? It's like, you know when you fold your cane up and you throw it in the corner? Boom! We all knew, everybody was in the same boat. And a lot of you guys that came to the Waterpark that will be watching this, you've known me for a good few years. Some of the newbies that wanted to hang with me or whatever, some of the newbies I didn't hang with, but that's another subject for another day. Actually, no, I'll mention that in this video, but I'll kind of leave that to the end because I want to keep this more Waterpark oriented. But for those who have known me, you'll know that, you know, with disability, whatever, we just all mucked in. You know, I mean, the last night of Waterpark, I don't know what was going on, but we were all laughing like mad. And we were playing this card game, forgotten what it was called, and we were really messing around. And it was just like, wow, you know, it was just like any bog standard human being. As Jenny White said, you know, we all knew, but it's like you can go to Waterpark and you're with that group, and it's like, wow, you sort of forget where you are in some way or another. That wasn't sort of activity orientated, but I had to mention that because for anyone who's a Galloways goer, I like to say that, don't I? You know what I mean. I'll say the swear word, service user, if you want to say that. Whatever you want to be called. If you use Galloways, you know, Waterpark, if you think, oh, it's not for me, give it a try, give it a blast. Do you know, when I first went, there's a few people that might be able to tell you the story, but in fact, James, in fact, I'm going to name drop him because he's in a YouTube, isn't he? James Colton. I hope you don't mind me mentioning you, mate, because you're on YouTube. So anyway, when he'll be able to tell you if you go on the Galloways YouTube channel, go there, leave them a comment. Go on the youtube.com/. This is what I'm trying to say. youtube.com/Galloways. Go there. Go on the channel that James is set up, the walking one. Go on to one of the audio walks and leave a comment. Go ask James what I was like on the first time I went to Waterpark, and he'll tell you like anybody, like, but basically I will tell you, when I first went, I was a bit on the quiet side, but also I was also a bit sort of a show off as well, you know, and I remember some of the things that I wasn't going to do. But there was two things that James remembers me doing. I'll tell you one of the things. I wanted to jump a windsurf board. This is when I first went in 2012, right? I remember this, right? So I wanted to jump a windsurf board because I knew friends that could jump skateboards and bikes. I was in that crowd, yeah? And I thought, I never got to jump a bike or a skateboard, and I wanted to jump a surfboard. I thought, I could jump. If I can't jump a skateboard or a bike or a BMX, I can at least jump a skateboard, a surfboard, right? And I said to James, I said, can you jump a surfboard? It's a true story, this. And he turned around to me and says, yeah, but it takes guts to do it. You won't do it first off. And then another of his friends was saying, Stephen, it's impossible. You won't do it. Well, they didn't put it like that, but it was sort of along them lines. I took their word for it. And I remember going down, and one of the other people that went, one of his helpers was like, oh, okay, but she dragged me down to the lake, and I went up to critical depth, if you know what I'm talking, you know. And I was shocked because I was up to critical depth. Anyway, I got on the surfboard, and I realised I couldn't jump the surfboard. And I said to James, I'm really frustrated. He says, what is that? I says, can't jump the surfboard. Now, he could jump it. He could, there was a few waves, a bit of wash from the speedboat, because it's Coniston water's flat water. There's literally no waves. But there was a bit of wash from one of the boats, and he could jump the wave. Sorry if I'm talking a bit technical, but I know what I'm talking about when the water that the boat leaves behind, it's called a wash. So he was jumping that, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. But, I did fall off the surfboard a few times, and one of the other people that came, she said, right, Stephen, we're going to do this together. And I held on to her hand, and she was on one surfboard and I was on the other, and we literally went into land. We weren't jumping or anything mad. And then on that week, they had the abseil tree, which you climb up a ladder and you go up a bit further onto the tree. And James was on that day as well. He'll tell you. And I said to the instructors, because it was a ladder, I'd never climbed a ladder before. The ladder was tied to the tree. And there's me going, so I said to the instructors, I said to James as well, I said, are you sure I can climb this ladder? And they're like, climb when you're ready. So climbing this ladder. Bear in mind, I had about 3 or 4 people belaying me. If you don't know what belaying is, it's where someone's at the bottom and they've got you on the harness, right? So you're safe as houses. And so I went up the ladder, went to the top of the ladder, and I didn't even get onto the tree. So James at the bottom of the ladder, I think he was holding onto the ladder for me the second time I went up. Yeah, because that's right, I went up to the top and then came down, and they said, when I got to the bottom, James was like, do you think you could get past the ladder? I said, yeah, sure, go on. So I got past the ladder, and he said, if you get 2 feet off the ladder, and then you can come back down. So I did. But, so then I'd done the abseil tree with Terry a couple of years after that. And, I did the abseil tree after that, but with Lynn, but James didn't do the abseil tree that year. He was doing something else. And then the last couple of times I did it with Terry, so I don't think he saw me do it then. But then when I went in 2021, which I still haven't got any evidence of me doing it. I know James has, but I know I haven't. There's some pictures, I don't know if they're on the Galloways website, but I'm sure, if you ask, you ask politely, you can definitely have some pictures of me doing the tree. There are some somewhere. Don't know where they are. They'll be in the Galloways archives somewhere. And I'm climbing up this telegraph pole, and I'm in this comfortable harness, so I know how the rope's tied on, and I'm in the knot and everything, and I'm climbing up, and I was getting quite confident, and I was showing off for a YouTube vlog, so there is a video, but I haven't got it because James forgot to send it me, so hopefully, I'm hoping that's gone on the Galloways website. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that James uploads it to his channel, because it's not in very good quality, but I believe it's good enough to be shown. So basically, it's just me climbing up. I don't know how long it is, but it was I think Jane videoed me. Can't remember if it was Jane that videoed me or James, but one of them videoed me going up. So because it was for YouTube, because it was for a YouTube vlog, I climbed a bit higher than I normally would. Just like, so I did it twice. The first time I did it for the YouTube one, and the second time I didn't. Or was it the second? No, the first time we did it, but I rehearsed it. And the second time, and I got a bit higher on, I can't remember if it was the first time or second time I did it, but I got a bit higher. And I remember James telling me the end of the week when I was going home, he said to me in the ear, he said, Stephen, he says, when you first come, you wouldn't have done that. I said, I know I wouldn't have done it. You know, but here's the thing, right? Forget Galloways a second. I know I've mentioned a lot here about Galloways. I've literally blown my own trumpet. But the Waterpark staff literally have pushed the old confidence. Okay, I've lost a little bit of confidence, but that's a story for that I don't really want to say it on YouTube because it's not, that's, it's kind of a little bit more of me, but hopefully I'll get back into it again. But, getting the confidence is the main thing. Like, I've been up near the top of a climbing wall this week because the staff at Waterpark, they were showing us how to do a climbing wall. And I've got no height perception. And they literally told me something which I wish I'd have known years ago. They said to me, Stephen, when you're climbing and if you're bouldering, height perception, and I've just spoke to my sister about this, but height perception, when you're on a rope, don't worry about it. It's, when you're not on a rope, worry about it. Like when I'm horse riding, I think I might worry about it a bit more than say if I'm climbing, but still, it is important to know for some situations, but for other situations it isn't, if you know what I mean. If you're harnessed up on a rope, if you're being belayed, if you're being belayed on a rope, don't worry about height perception. All you need to worry about is, the person belaying you at the bottom. That's all you have to worry about. Anyway, I'm hoping that people have watched this, listened to this part of the video, because I'll even put in the description, please listen at the end, because this is important stuff. Because if you're going to Waterpark, right, for a new person that's going, you're visually impaired, and you probably have a go at the climbing wall, and you're probably going to be or a climbing activity, and you're probably going to be a bit scared, and that's probably something that anyone would be if they're doing it for the first time. But just all you need to be worried about is you need to put your full trust in the person that's belaying you, and Waterpark staff are fantastic at belaying. I've just got to say that. I've got to say it's important, because then you're safe as houses, and they're trained to do it and everything. And also just give stuff a go, because as I was saying before about disabilities and stuff and throwing them in a corner like a cane, there's a lot of mainstream centres that probably would give you a go, but they probably won't give you the time of day, if you know what I mean. The people, they'll take you out on the lake. If you want to do that activity, windsurfing, give it a go. Sailing, you want to do it, give it a go, give it a blast. Gale scrambling, anything you want to do there, as long as it's safe, and as long as they can do it, and as long as it's weather permitting. Like, if there isn't enough wind on the lake, you don't really want to be sailing, because you won't be able to sail if there's no wind, because you need the wind to be able to sail, for example. But you know, it's literally most of the things are doable, you know, kayaking, and it's great because, like I say, everyone gets a chance of doing something that they wouldn't get to do otherwise. Or there's people who, like, I know my siblings, they do windsurfing and paddleboarding, but they'd probably be a bit worried doing it with me because, you know, of what I said before. Sorry if I'm repeating myself a bit, but it's important. So it's like I said, you know, if you want to do these things, it doesn't have to be water sports. It could be, you know, I mean, okay, it's mainly water sports orientated, but they do other stuff as well, you know, climbs and walks and but give yourself a bit of a challenge, because it's like I tried standing up on a windsurf board. I didn't manage to do it in the end, but I had a go. We had a little go at doing it, and I think, you know, I had a little go at trying to get to the top of the overhang, but you know, it's one of them things I knew, and that's why I wanted to get all of the stuff about climbing, because I was really getting into climbing, and it's not something that I would normally get into, but it's I think what got me into it was learning your confidence, because you can really step out your comfort zone with even with a climbing wall. You might think, oh, a climbing wall, yeah, we've done this before, but you know, have I done the overhang? Which is when you look at that wall and you think, yeah, it's doable. You get part way up that wall, you try finding a good handhold part way up that wall. You try finding a good foothold up there. Good luck. But I know some people got to the top of that wall, but you know what I'm saying. It's and that's, you know, something that's important. You know, I've known them staff for a good length of time to say they're fantastic. They're the best. I've been to a lot of outdoor centres, and I actually threw quite a few of the staff members saying that they're better than Bendrig Trust. Now, I'm not saying Bendrig Trust is bad. I'm not saying that Waterpark is better than Bendrig, but the staff are more understanding, because Bendrig's I don't know, it's gauged to one thing, I think. I have done Bendrig, but if you're going to do Bendrig Trust, make sure you do it when Scary Liz is there, because we need a Scary Liz at Waterpark, because she's fantastic. If you don't know who Scary Liz is, basically, when I did my Silver Duke of Edinburgh at Bendrig Trust, man, she was scary. Stephen, if I think you can't do this, I won't let you. You won't be doing it, she said. She made all my friends. I tell you what she did do, she made all my friends who were fully sighted do a zip wire fully blinded, which was cool. I enjoyed that zip wire, but I think because I've been going to I've only been going to Bendrig for 2 years. And from what I've experienced at Bendrig, and Rex, God bless his soul, I think he's retired now. You know, Rex and Liz are the two best. I know Scary Liz is still there and she's fantastic. Okay, you know, man, she scared the living daylights out of me. But hey, you know, she got me through that Duke of Edinburgh. But I did, you know, Waterpark it's like the staff are more patient. You know, I don't know what it is. I think because we've been doing it longer and we've been going there longer, and I think they've learnt from us, you know, and say what you want to say about other outdoor centres. I even tell fully sighted people, go to Waterpark. I've told loads of fully sighted people, go to Waterpark. Because I've said, and I've known a few fully sighted people to go, you know, oh, Waterpark. Because, where was it? there was some people doing like, I think, was it Rosebank? Rosebank care home, which is just across the way. They went to Waterpark. They did a day there, and they had Alex. Because I was saying to Alex, I said, "Do you have people from Rosebank?" He said, "Oh yeah," and so that's another thing. Even if you've got a learning disability, I know I'm pushing the disability side here, but even if you don't, if you're just fully sighted, and I think the thing is, the Waterpark staff are basically trained to give anyone that sort of thing. Even if you're a youth club that's got, I say underprivileged kids, but you know what I mean. Kids that haven't tried, and they go, and it's like, wow, we can go in a canoe and a kayak. Wow, we can have a surfboard, whatever. They can do it. It's, they can build their confidence. I'll tell you a true story. I can't remember if it was my second or third time at Waterpark. I was on a fun boat for the first. It was my third time. Yeah, it was my third time. And I said, "Can I go on a fun boat?" It was a really good day, a really great wind. And they were saying, "Yeah, Stephen, go for it." So I was saying, right. I said, "Will you tell me when there's a good straight bit?" And they said, "Yeah, right." So there was they said, "Right, you got a long," one of the staff members said, "Right, are you confident for you just to go off ahead and we'll catch you up?" I said, yeah. And you know what they did? And there's a film of it on the Galloways website. Now, I understand why fully sighted love driving down the freeway. I've never, ever had that, right? Can you imagine, right? I'm on a fun boat, nice long bit of straight there. You got the power boat 10 yards behind, or 20 yards behind. And there's me just bombing up the lake on my own. That, my friends, was the best exhilarating thing. We had a good wind that day as well. I had the sail out, all the way out. And I had enough confidence to go, yeah. I think I was doing about 6 or 7 knots. I was going at a good speed. I got up ahead of the powerboat because the next thing, I'm about a few yards up, and the next thing I hear, like 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh no. But, so I've got some good memories of Waterpark, and some that I can't really tell you on YouTube, to be frankly honest. Some things have to stay in Waterpark. But all I can say is, if you thought PGL was good, Waterpark even beats that. It's because you get confidence, I bet you'll go there and you won't have any confidence. And you'll leave Waterpark with confidence. You'll want to do an activity after doing Waterpark. You'll want to do climbing, you'll want to do sailing, you'll want to do canoeing, kayaking, whatever. You'll want to do that once you've been to Waterpark. Even if you just want to have a go at something, if you think, right, this week, I'm just going to go and have a go at windsurfing. And I mean, when we go in April, we tend to do the windsurfing in April because they haven't done the windsurfing since like October. So April's a good time to have a go at that activity. If you just want to have a go at it, it's brilliant. Another thing as well is the instructors have the time for you when you go. They explain things properly. There's a lot of adventure centres you can go to and do the activity, but to have it explained to you properly, so you can do it, you know. So, you know, like, I didn't know what I knew what sheet in, sheet out was, but I didn't actually know how to do it properly on a surfboard. So, you got a big sail there, a big heavy sail. How do you do it? There's a lot of things you've got to learn. So, yeah, windsurfing's cool, and it's, you know, a lot of confidence. And I think you come away with more confidence. You know, it's great because you can incorporate it into other activities. Like when I'm doing my horse riding, I'll probably be trying to think, how can I get more balance? I'm always thinking that, because how can I interpret that into something else, and how can I interpret something else into something else? You know, so it's important, those little things, and that's why it's good to do stuff like climbing and stuff like that, because you build up on, especially on your balance and trusting your balance and your confidence. And it's really, those are really, really important things. But I thought I'd put that in. I really want to thank the Waterpark staff. Personally, I want to personally thank them, because without them, I don't think I'd want to do, like, I want to do climbing now. I've said to James, I've said to a couple of friends who, I think they want me to do it. It's not like, I think there's subliminally, you know, the subliminal messages there, which is good. But to all the guys there, and even the guys who've retired, you know, to Roger, who's retired, living the life, living the dream. Annie Mack, who I call her Annie Mack. She wasn't there this week, but you know, there was new people there. There was a few newbies there who were learning the ropes. Or maybe they'd had learnt the ropes, but we just haven't seen them. So it's great to meet new people, and especially Harry. But I think I'd met him before. But it's great because we were having great conversations about music production. He's got, I've got to be honest, we share the same music tastes. We were talking about Infected Mushroom, and we were talking about music production software and synths, and this is all why we're on the surfboard. So, yeah, it's, yeah, that's another thing as well. There's a picture of, which they've also taken, of me and Harry on the surfboard, so anyone's happy to have that one. I'm definitely happy for anyone to have that. It's a great Facebook status, that. Two rockers on a surfboard. The only thing that was missing was a guitar, I think. You know, and to Alex, who I've known since I started. I've known him since I started. And I think he'd forgotten some of the old jokes that we used to have, but hey-ho. I didn't see him as much, but I did see him knocking around. Who else is there? There's Ian, who, again, I've known since I first started. Who else have I known since I first started? Duncan. And the two Sarahs. One of them is on James's thing, on his interview. She gets interviewed. Yeah, so, and without the Waterpark staff, I don't think there'd be any boosted of confidence at all. That's, you know, one of the things that I've got to say. I really can't say anything more about it. And I've been to a few outdoor centres in my time. And you know, I could write a book about all of the things that's happened at Waterpark. I think everybody could. The people that have been there, and especially some of the newbies. But, oh yeah, that's one thing I want to say, right? Galloways newbies, and if you're watching this channel, right, you're watching this video, and you're probably thinking I'm a bit of a jerk for not mingling with you, let's put it that way. I've been a bit of a cliquey person the week that I went, because I went to catch up with people who I haven't catched up with for a while. So I'm very sorry if I didn't, if I ignored you or didn't have chance. Yeah, I do apologise. And I apologise this every year. I've apologised to newbies. I've had newbies come up to me at the end of the week saying, "Oh, Stephen, you didn't speak to me." I've had that. Seriously, I've had it. I remember one year, we got on the minibus and I had 3 or 4 people moaning to me. I'm like, well, you didn't come and speak to me. What's the point? And so I have tried. I've really tried. But if people are hiding away, what's the point? They're not wanting to socialise with me. They're not wanting to sit with me in the big lounge and whatever. And I've tried finding those people, and those people shying away or hiding away, whatever. It's not the point that, obviously they wanted to do their own thing and hopefully they're happy with it, but that's the way I've seen it. I've tried to speak with everybody that was there, and tried to get to know some of the people that was there. And a few of the newbies have got to know me, and that's all cool. Some of them haven't. That's all cool too. But I've said to a couple of people who they know they are, I did say I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to, because it's one of the things, trying to make the newbies feel welcome. I'm sure people will make them feel welcome and make sure that they come back, because, but unfortunately I've had people who want to, who I've not seen in ages, and I've wanted to speak with them and trying to catch up with them. So it's like that, or people want to catch up with me, or people want to know me. And so I think it's awkward. I think one of the newbies, he was all right towards the end of the week, but I don't know. It's one of them, isn't it? You feel like but it's one of them. I mean, I remember when I started Waterpark, and I was, I'm quite a sociable person, but there's a part of me that isn't. I'll just say that now. There's a part of me that isn't. And I thought when I first went, that people would come to me and, hey, Stephen, we'll show you this and show you that. It's not the way at all. And I've had newbies that I think the newbies, I always think, if you want to know something or want to, best to go into the lounge or into the dining room. I mean, we had a bar area at the time, so when I first went, so people used to go into that, look for somebody, or go in the dining room, look for somebody, go in the kitchen, somebody will be around somewhere. So it's one of those things. I wasn't alone, but I definitely struggled when I first went. When I first went to Waterpark. So the last few times I've been to Waterpark, I've, tried to make the newbies feel welcome, but this time I went, I thought, well, sod it, not literally, but if anyone's watching and you've been new to Waterpark this time round, this April, and you've just watched my channel, and you've come to my channel and you thought, oh yeah, I was new and to Waterpark and you didn't bother with me. That's not the point. You know, I've been going to Waterpark longer. I've been going to Waterpark longer, and I've been big. You know, I bigged up on Magul Radio and things, and people will tell you. People will tell you, and people will, or people may not tell you. But the thing is, I'm not. It's not like I won't deal with new people, but I think when you go to relax, it's not like, I mean, they've managed to throw all that marketing stuff out now. Like there was a time when Galloways was doing the marketing stuff, and they would come and they would tell us, and that's why I did the thing for Magul Radio, but it didn't really hit off. I know James listened to it. Well, he had the recordings. But that's the thing. We're going to put those Galloways recordings back onto YouTube. And we're going to get some pictures in. And I wanted to say God rest Terry Miles as well. A little word about, I know this has been going on for a little while, but again, Terry was a confidence guy. He was all about getting people's confidence going. When, Terry was the man who got me on the walks, and Terry wanted me to use Galloways more, because I remember saying, oh, well, as the Southport office don't do much, and he turned around and said to me, yeah, but you don't tell me what you want to do in Southport. You don't tell us. What's the point if you don't tell us? And he had a point. The guy had a point. The guy turned around to me and he got a bit annoyed with me for not using Galloways. But Galloways is doing more, and well, it's the way it's doing things now is it's been listening to its service users, and if James gives you a call, or Jenny gives you a call, or Andrew gives you a call, any one of those people, Galloways staff give you a call and they say, do you mind do you want to have a go at doing this? Say, yeah, give it a bash. You might not like it, you might not want to do it, which means you don't have to do it again, but try and do as many of the activities as you can, because there isn't a lot of places around now that there, so grab every opportunity by the balls. And I'm sure if Terry Miles was alive today, he'd be telling you the same thing. And so he's going to be he'd be turning in his grave along with John Edwards, and I'm not being paid to say this, by the way. I'm not even being paid YouTube money. I'd love YouTube money, but I'm sorry, I'm not even being paid by YouTube to say this. And if this gets me 100,000 subscribers, then if this gets me 1,000 million subscribers, then I'll just turn into Mr. Beast tomorrow and start doing Galloways videos, Who knows? Oh dear, I don't think my channel will turn into that. I hope not. It's because this channel is, I don't know, the niche that I've turned it in. I mean, I don't know, I've reviewed a few apps for blind people before today. But But I think what we need to, I think Galloways has become, not the organisation, but the people within it have built communities, which is going to start to happen. You're going to see the people in Galloways start to do, it's going to be where people start doing things outside of Galloways, and it's going to be, oh yeah, Galloways people. It's going to become that way, and I'm hoping it does, because there isn't many blind communities out there, and there needs to be a really good one. Anyway, I've yammered on a bit too much about things. I probably shouldn't have yammered on a bit, but I want to put the recordings on because they've got Terry in, and a few people that have been to Galloways, the Waterpark, and had that experience. I think John Edwards is in a couple of the recordings, I think. I'd have to re-listen back to them and double check, but I'm sure he's in one or two of them. I know Alex is in one when we were on Gummers How. That's the best one we've got, and the one where we're in the Cathedral Quarry. But I tried to interview people and they weren't having it, so I tried interviewing Terry, but he wasn't having it either. That would have been a good one. An interview with Terry. But there you have it. He's not here to be interviewed now, sadly. And yeah, there was a few changes that I wasn't happy with when he came into it. But once he worked, once he knew what to do, he put us all into shape, and he's obviously had his own stories to tell, but I think working with us, visually impaired people, was an experience. But I knew my folks liked Terry because he got me on the walks. I remember he phoned my dad up, oh, isn't Stephen not coming? Why is he not on the walk this week? My dad went mad. Stephen, when the phone rings, you to go on that. He's saying yes, you to go on that walk. I didn't want to go on it. I wanted to do my own thing. But that's why I try and do as much things, because actually, the reason why I try and do many Galloways things now is because James is, personally, I think he's bent over backwards to get people to do those activities. And that, is something in itself. I mean, I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, but I can imagine, with being in a group myself, when you're on the committee and you're trying to get something to happen, but it's one of them things, and it's like when you get an opportunity, like I said before, grab it by the balls. You might not enjoy it at first, but you don't have to do it again, or you might not enjoy it. You might give it another go, and you never know, might enjoy it or might not. It's one of them things, you've got to try everything, because there aren't any things that were around before aren't around now, and if something comes up, that's why you should grab it. And definitely, if you're asked to go to Waterpark, get that opportunity, because it's amazing. And, well, seriously, there's nothing more that I can say about it, really. It's just one of them things. I'm sure if you've been to an outdoor centre, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that's my spiel on Galloways and Waterpark. I'll tag Galloways in the video, and you can go and check them out. I dare anyone to go over onto the Galloways channels and ask what I was like first time I went to Waterpark. It'd be better than doing it on Facebook, because you can just say what was the media mogul like. What was the media mogul like the first time he went to Waterpark? And they'll know exactly who they mean. Or just say DJ Megatron, because they'll know. But a day to put it in the comments. And if you're new here, give us a like, comment, whatever you want to do. Share the video. I don't get anything from it, but it'll help the algorithm. You'll see more of my rubbish when I upload it. And here's the thing as well. I am the same person on camera than I am off camera. There you go. And I am not any different on the camera than I am off it. For those new people. You know, if you've been on YouTube and you're thinking, is this the guy? What's he like off the camera? You know, if you were to go to Galloways and say, hey, I know this YouTuber, the media mogul, he puts out these videos, they'll know. People will know. I mean, there's people that have known me longer than I've been on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere. But anyway, that's other stories. And yeah, so hopefully that has said what it needs to. Bye for now.
One notification. 10:01 p.m. Pascal 087. PQRS. TUV. Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording. But finish recording.